The PlayStation Store is concluding its days of play as well as its games under $20 sale. I did cover both those sales a little bit, but not as much as I would have liked to, and honestly, the date of both the sales concluding kind of crept up on me. I didn't even realize it was tomorrow, so I picked out a bunch of games. This is over 10. I believe we have like 13 or 14 games here. And we'll just blitz through all of these relatively quickly. Don't want to keep you guys here forever, but there are some great deals across both sales. Remember, if you are on PlayStation 5, some people even told me on PlayStation 4, the games under $20 sale seems to be bugged on the consoles themselves. Go on the PlayStation Store on your mobile phone or on your desktop browser, laptop browser, and the deals are still there, perfectly able to buy, and you'll be good to go to download on your PS4 or PS5. So with that out of the way, let's get right into it, and let's start off with some of the days of play sales. Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus, is $11.99, a fantastic first-person shooter that is actually relatively lengthy. Probably going to take you around 9 to 12 hours to complete. It gets a little bit off the wall towards the end, but that's kind of Wolfenstein for you. Unfortunate that, you know, going forward, if you are a PlayStation-only guy, Wolfenstein is owned by Bethesda, so it's probably, you know, GG for you as far as playing future Wolfenstein games, but hey, go grab a piece here again next Xbox if you do really enjoy it, and Wolfenstein 2 is a great game. $11.99 is a great pickup. Also $11.99, Middleearth Shadow of War, the Definitive Edition. This is 80% off, so a really good deal. This includes the base game and a bunch of other expansions: Outlaw Tribe Nemesis expansion, Slaughter Tribe Nemesis expansion, Desolation of Mordor expansion, and so on and so forth. So $12 for a ton of content. Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor is also on sale. It's $5, so if you haven't played that, go pick that up too and then play this, but both games are really good. Shadow of Mordor was one of my first favorite early games of this generation. Came out back in like 2014, and I guess I should say last generation now, but the PS4 era was one of the great early titles, and they followed up with Shadow of War pretty well. At 12 bucks, it's a great pickup. Next up, Resident Evil 2 is $15.99. Do I need to say more about this? Resident Evil 2 is one of the best remakes that I've ever seen. It's on the level of like the Demon Souls remake, Shadow of the Colossus remake. They just did Resident Evil 2 justice here, and the game looks fantastic, and it really harkens back to the Resident Evil 2 you know and love if you played it back in the day, which Resident Evil 3 kinda did that, but not as well as Resident Evil 2. $15.99 for RE2 is a fantastic buy. Strong recommendation here. Even if it's not the lengthiest game in the world, I could understand why you would be hesitant at $60, but at $15.99, great pickup. Next up, another Capcom title, we have Monster Hunter World, which is $14.99. If you want a game that's going to give you some longevity, some hours out of your dollar, this is the one to pick up. Really, I think the two best deals when it comes to dollars per hour of gameplay would be like Monster Hunter World and then Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. Whenever those two are on sale, if you want value out of your dollar, that's the route you want to go, and it's an easy recommendation for MH World. If you've been a fan of Monster Hunter, great, pick it up. And I imagine if you haven't played World at this point, you're a newcomer, great, pick it up. You know, it's a great title with a lot of longevity. Ideally, you would want to pick up the Iceborne expansion as well. That's south of $20 right now. It's like $19.79. So, hey, pick up the base game first. By the time you're done with the content in the base game, Iceborne's going to go on sale again, and you'll be good to go. So, 15 bucks for MH World. Thought that was a good pickup as well. Next up, we have Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 Road to BORUTO. Got to give my boy Naruto some love. Hey, this is the anime I grew up with. I know I mention it often, but for those of you that like Naruto or you want to watch the anime, which, you know, people have their mixed reception on the Naruto anime, but I thought the value out of Storm 4 Road to BORUTO is great. It's also just a great arena fighter, even if you're not the biggest fan of Naruto in the world. The single player makes some of the fights out of the anime absolutely insane. And then, content-wise, there's quite a bit with the Boruto expansion as well. I haven't watched much of the Boruto anime, to be fair. You know, I kind of just fell out of love with anime a while back, but, you know, I watched a few episodes. Didn't really seem like my cup of tea as far as that's concerned. But hey, I love me some OG Naruto, and this is a great pickup for 15 bucks. Next up on the PS4, Judgment is 50% off for $19.99. Now, the thing with Judgment is, it's available on PS4 and PS5, and this is one of the few games that does not offer a free upgrade. So, If you want to get the PS5 version, you gotta buy the PS5 version. You can get that at this point for $25 to $30 physically. The PS4 version is $19.99 here, so pick your poison as far as what you want to do. If you only have a PS4, well then pick up the PS4 version of Judgment. It's a great game. You know, Yakuza seemingly is moving to a turn-based style of gameplay, so why not keep that traditional Yakuza gameplay with Judgment? You've got a great cast of character here, a great main character as well, and hey, Lost Judgment is coming out in September, so now would be a pretty good time to play the first title. $19.99, a good buy here. And lastly, of the deals from the Days of Play sale, A Plague Tale Innocence, 75% off for $12.49. Guys, this game is tremendous. I know I've recommended it before, but I also know some of you guys have taken the plunge and you picked this game up, and I read the comments. A lot of you guys seem to think it was a great game. Take their word for it as well. It is a fantastic title. From a narrative standpoint, it is absolutely dark, and there's a lot of mystery going on in the game, and you know, it being a story-driven game, a lot of the time story-driven games take a little bit of time to really get going. 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. Plague Tale Innocence, man, you're in the thick of things within 30 minutes. If you're not hooked by Plague Tale Innocence in 30 minutes, like, I don't even know at that point. There is a free trial available as well, so try out the free trial if anything, and then go buy the full game, since I'm pretty sure you're gonna like the free trial. Like, all of my friends in real life that I've recommended A Plague Tale Innocence to, they picked it up and they all loved it, and you know, a lot of you guys loved it as well, so yeah, take it from them. It's a great game, great atmosphere, and very, very dark narrative. Okay, now let's go through some of the games under $20 sale real quick. Again, don't want to keep you guys forever. Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, $14.99. Great pickup here. This is finally getting cheaper and cheaper. Great flight action game. Story's nothing to write home about, but music is excellent. Action gameplay is excellent, and, you know, so got a decent bit of content as well. So VR headset, you have a VR headset, there's a VR component to the game as well, so there's quite a bit to the game, and 15 bucks I think is a great pickup. Held up in price for quite a while, but it's finally going a little bit lower. Next up, A Way Out is available, 70% off for $8.99. This was done by Hazelight. They just put out a new game recently, and A Way Out was their kind of coming out party. It's a fantastic game that's co-op only, but if you buy the game, you can invite a friend to play for free, so that's really nice. A lot of you guys look for great co-op titles. A Way Out is a great one. Great story, a lot of twists and turns, some crazy stuff happens in the game, and for $9 I think it's pretty good. It is a part of EA Play, but I believe if you play it through EA Play, you don't get the option to invite a friend for free. You would both have to have EA Play, so consider that when you do decide to pick it up or not. Next up, we have Dishonored Definitive Edition, which is $9.99. Maybe a little bit too expensive. I feel like I've seen this down to $5.99. Nevertheless, I thought Dishonored 1 was fantastic. I paid $60 for this game back in the day. To give you guys a throwback how long ago I picked this up, I went to my local Target and I bought a physical copy of this game on PC. Yeah, who's buying physical PC games anymore? I don't know, but Dishonored Definitive Edition made me do that. I should say Dishonored back in 2012 made me do that. You guys get the deal. But the Definitive Edition brings it up to speed on the PS4, has some extra content in there as well. A game that really allows you to play however you want. You can go, you know, guns blazing, sword blazing, and just kill everybody, or you can take a more silent approach. I would probably take the latter, but $9.99 for Dishonored Definitive Edition is great. Talked about Judgment before, but Yakuza Zero is also on sale. It's 75% off for $4.99. Look, I've gushed about Yakuza quite a bit. These games have a lot of content, a lot of variety in gameplay, a lot of mini games, and then also a great story to boot. I mean, if you can keep the story of Kazuma Kiryu going on for 6 games, actually 7 games, yeah, Yakuza 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, that goes to show how much emphasis they've put into the narrative of these games, and $4.99 for Yakuza 0, I think is a great pickup. Check it out, great entry point as well. Couple of others, Azure Striker Gunvolt, $19.99, that's 50% off. If you are a fan of Mega Man, this is going to be right up your alley. If you were a fan of like Mega Man ZX as well, gameplay is very similar to that 2D, fast-paced, action-oriented title. You get Azure Striker Gunvolt and Gunvolt 2. $19.99 might be a little bit pricey, but hey, it's essentially paying $10 a game. That's not too bad. And then lastly, Alien Isolation, the collection, 80% off for $7.99. Alien Isolation, bunch of additional content. If you want a great survival horror game, you can get it with here. Again, you get some additional content here as well. Visuals were really good. One of the first games and one of the best looking games of the early PS4 titles, and then yeah, it does have that horror element going on for it. That does dissipate by the end a little bit, but $7.99 for all the content you're getting here, pretty good pickup. And that's gonna wrap up this one. Yes, I know a lot of games just want to get a bunch in this one since I didn't cover both sales, since they were both pretty big. We got the indie sale going on right now. Sony, cool your jets a little bit. I mean, putting north of 1,300 games on sale, maybe that's cool once a year, but, you know, right now we got days of play, we got games under $20 indie sale. I'm sure something's gonna drop tomorrow or Thursday, but that's gonna wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.